No, Kitty, no, stop it. So I said I was going to talk about the dates that I went on this year. See, I've been on a lot. There's been like 5. Okay, there have been 5 different guys that I went on a date with in Illinois, and I've been frustrated because I got used to going out with the Southern boys, and Southern boys are very good at dating. First, because one, they ask girls out on a date. You don't have to ask them out. And boys say, "Oh, I always ask a girl out." No, you don't. What happens is you're talking to a girl and you talk about, quoting some movie because all y'all ever do is quote movies. And then we're like, "Oh, you like that kind of movie? I also like that kind of movie. We should go see this." And then you're like, "Oh, yeah, would you like to go see?" That really doesn't count as asking the girl out. She pretty much just asked you out and you agreed to it and tried to pretend it was your idea. That's not real life. Like, you shouldn't do that. You should just, you know, ask girls out. We like that. And then what else? Um, so besides the fact that boys don't actually ask you out, I just moved here. So I don't really know where to go. I don't know a lot of people yet, so they're not taking me to places, so which means I'm sitting home a lot, not knowing what to do. So when a boy does ask me out, I mention like I just moved here a few months ago. I don't really know where to go. Leave that alone, Kate. No, that's not. Yeah, thank you. Um, so I say to them like, um, can you pick a place? And they will get back to me days later sometimes, and like it'll be like the day for your date, and you still don't know where you're going, and it's like, I have to look up directions and see where this is and figure out how long it's going to take me. I have to figure out what I'm going to wear because I don't know what kind of a place it is. Like, so when a guy tells you like a couple hours before the date where you're going, that's very inconvenient. So when you're the other thing is like if when you are asking a girl out on a date and you're taking her say to drinks or to dinner, you should really, I think men should pay most of the time, but at least pay for the first date because that's what boys are supposed to do. But anyway, so you should at least pay for the first date. And it doesn't matter, like, okay, if you don't have money and you're a student or whatever, take her to coffee. Take her to something that's not expensive. It doesn't matter, but you should pay. If you take a girl to tea, don't expect her to pay for her tea. Like, you should pay for the tea. If you take a girl to a really fancy restaurant where you're spending $200 on the meal, that's not her fault. Don't complain about how much money you just spent on the date. Pick a better place for a date. I wouldn't pick a $200 place for a date. That's just what I wouldn't do it. So if you decide that that's where you want to take me, don't then complain about how much money you just spent because that's rude and I don't even know. You should just pick up the check discreetly. I should not even know about it. Anyway, so the dates that I've been on lately, the thing that bothers me, they don't open your door, they don't help you with your coat. And you have to wear a coat here because it's very cold. It's been like 10 degrees. So they don't help you with your coat. They don't open the door. Um, I went bowling with a boy, and it was hot in there, and we were bowling and whatever. And so finally, like, we had played a whole game, and I'm like sweating, and I'm like, gosh, I'm thirsty. Like, he didn't even ask me if I wanted a drink. So finally, I was like, can you please go get me some? Like, it was my turn to bowl. So I was like, can you please go get me some water? And he's like, oh, did you want something else? I was like, no, I'm just really thirsty, and I'd like some water, please. So I then bowl my turn, and he's like, okay, after I bowl, I will go get you some water. So like, you were supposed to get it when I was bowling, but okay, I will then wait, another 2 minutes, even though I've already waited 35 minutes for you to offer to get me a drink, for you to go get me some water. I thought that was rude. And then they're always trying to get sugar at the end of the day. Like every time. Like one guy has not gone in for the sugar. One guy. And then, um, like they ask you to go home with them. One date. One guy. Our date lasted 1 hour. 1 hour. He answered phone calls. He went outside. I don't know. He had to TT like twice, and our date was an hour. He's like, I'm gonna go to my mama's for dinner now, but when I get home, maybe you want to come over. And I was like, no thanks, no thanks. And then at the end of that date, instead of getting a text saying, it was really nice, like I enjoyed it, whatever, it was company, blah, 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 he says to me, you have a nice butt. That was his, we had a nice, no, that was his text to me. You have a nice butt. I do have a nice butt. Thank you. Yeah, I know that. But you shouldn't tell me that on the first date. That shouldn't be like your first like thing that you say to me after the date. You have a nice butt. Like maybe if you want to tell me later on when we're friendly. And then these guys keep touching me, and I am a very touchy person. I'm very affectionate, but like if we're like 5 minutes into the date, why are you stroking my arm? You're practically a stranger. I don't mind like a little bit, but like, or maybe towards the end of the date, like you've been talking for a while, you feel like you're connecting. I'm not connecting to you in 5 minutes. My date last night, the boy says to me, I'm taking off my scarf. I'm taking my scarf off. He's like, oh, blindfolds. Are you into blindfolds? You're creepy. That's creepy. Don't say that to a girl within like a minute. Like I have not got my coat off yet, and then he's asking me about bondage. Like this is what happens when people read 50 Shades of Grey, and that book was terrible. I can't believe you made me read that. You know who you are. Um. So yeah, that's really. I'm just frustrated, but I'm not giving up because I keep taking these like months and year-long breaks from dating because I get frustrated, and then I end up still being single, so I don't like that. And I do also other stupid things which some of you know about, but we're gonna pretend that I didn't do that. Anyway, I just I don't know. And let's not talk about the girls here. I'm not even gonna get into that. I only have new things to say, and that's just not nice. It's about things they can't help. So anyway, um, yeah, dating has not been fun. But hopefully, oh, there was one guy that I did go on a date with. He did not try to get any sugar, so that was good. He did walk me to my car, which was also good because guys, they don't do that either. And then, the other thing, oh, but the problem with him is that like it's he was like really excited about our date and talking about how much he wants to see me again, and he's texted me a little tiny bit, but like you know he keeps saying that he wants to see me again, but it's been like 4 days and he hasn't made another date with me. And that's the other thing. If you see a girl and you like her and you want to see her again, especially on a weekend, you should have already made plans with me. Like, don't ask me that this is also been happening a lot. Don't ask me the same day. What are you thinking? Like that, I don't really have anything to do, so sometimes I go, but that's kind of mean. Yeah, I'm just, yeah, that's everything I think. I'm sure there's more things that I can complain about, but I don't want to seem too negative. I just want to find a nice boy that's very polite, that doesn't try to go home with me. Oh, the other guy, the one that texted me about my butt, he also texted me again at 8:30 at night to say, "Are you sure you don't want to come over?" They've like the guy that I went bowling with, he asked me 3 times at the end of the day if I wanted to go home back to his 3